the first country to voice the abhorrence of apartheid to the world. We salute you in the name of the African National Congress and the millions of the oppressed, fighting people of South Africa. India's link with South Africa in respect of the liberation struggle thus goes back to the days of this great man, Mahatma Gandhi.
Sometimes there are strange relationships across oceans. Our story begins on the west coast of India, in Porbandar. Uttam Chand Gandhi was the chief minister of the princely state of Porbandar. He was succeeded by his son Karam Chand Gandhi. Both these men valued truth and virtue more than wealth and power. It was here in this house that Karam Chand's son, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, was born on 2nd October 1869. Mohan's mother, Putlibai, was a religious woman. Because she was a Vaishnavite, she believed in non-violence. And this, naturally, had an influence on the young Mohan. Mohan was quite a naughty kid, but he outgrew this, and when he finished school, he decided to study law in England. In those days, it was considered a sin to cross an ocean, so the members of his sect excommunicated Mohan. This was the beginning of social hostility he was to face all his life. As everyone knows, Buddhism and Christianity both advocate non-violence. In London, he was introduced to Western humanism by John Ruskin. From Tolstoy's writings, he learnt the importance of the dignity of labor and the need to help farmers and the working class. When he returned to India, he started his law practice in Bombay, but with little success. He was a shy person, and he believed in negotiation rather than litigation, a characteristic which persisted throughout his life. In April 1893, he was offered a job in Durban, South Africa, where his negotiating skills made him popular. Not bad for a young man of just 24. He was disturbed by the blatant racial discrimination in South Africa. In India, it was less obvious. It seemed criminal to condemn the innocent on the basis of the color of the skin. The whites called Gandhi the coolie barrister, and when he appeared in court, he was ordered to remove his turban. Hurt by this abuse, he walked out. A few days later, Gandhi bought a first-class ticket to go from Durban to Johannesburg. At Pietermaritzburg, a white man refused to share the compartment with a darkie and insisted that Gandhi be shifted to the third class. When Gandhi protested, he was thrown out of the train. On that cold night at the railway station, Gandhi came to a crucial decision. He would not go back to India. He would stay on in South Africa. He would suffer, but he would fight for justice. The Indian community was happy at his decision and asked him to lead the fight against the bill to disenfranchise Indians. Gandhi took up the challenge. By May 1984, he founded the Natal Indian Congress. He organized the Indian community of South Africa into a homogeneous political force and inundated the government and the press with grievances of Indians. To further his efforts, he thought it would be a good idea to go to India and seek the support of prominent Indian leaders. The response was good. He returned with 800 Indians, promising them a future in South Africa. The arrival of the Indians upset the whites and they attacked Gandhi. They threw stones at him. They kicked him and snatched away his turban. They threatened to lynch him. However, Gandhi exercised self-restraint and even refused to take legal action against them. The British government was impressed, and the bill to disenfranchise Indians in South Africa was dropped. This was the first major victory of Gandhi's philosophy of non-violence, or what he called Satyagraha, a Sanskrit word meaning truth and firmness. In 1899, a war broke out between the Dutch and British settlers. It was known as the Boer War. Gandhi enlisted 800 indentured labourers and 300 free Indians and organized the Indian Ambulance Corps. Gandhi had hoped that this effort would lead to full citizenship for Indians, but the whites did not oblige. Realizing that he must fight the battle through, he set up his office in Johannesburg and was enrolled as an attorney of the Supreme Court. To mobilize public support, he founded the magazine Indian Opinion in 4 languages. Soon after, he started a farm at Phoenix, near Durban. The colony was self-supporting. The people led a Spartan life, and Gandhi trained them in Satyagraha, encouraging peaceful disobedience against bad laws. During the Zulu rebellion of 1906, Gandhi revived his ambulance corps. He and his men worked hard, carrying the injured up and down the hill and nursing the wounded Zulu rebels. More and more, the native Africans began to realize that Gandhi was also on their side. After the war, Gandhi was shocked to find that the Transvaal government had introduced an ordinance compelling all Asians to take out a certificate of registration. Condemning this Black Act, Gandhi observed that it was not merely abominable, but a crime against humanity. On September 11, 1906, Gandhi took a pledge at a mass meeting, citing God as his witness. He said, "I shall die, but not submit to the anti-Asiatic law." Thousands of Indians responded to his call for Satyagraha. Gandhi was arrested and sent to jail. This was the first of countless times that Gandhi would spend in jail throughout his life. When General Smut promised to repeal the Black Act, Gandhi and his colleagues were released from jail. They had agreed to register voluntarily. True to his pledge to take out the first certificate, Gandhi gave his fingerprints even though he was sick in bed. General Smart played foul and did not repeal the Black Act. The Indian community was thrown into turmoil. The struggle was resumed with a bonfire of certificates. Gandhi and his colleagues were arrested and sent to jail several times. The passive resistance movement showed magnificent courage. During this period, he corresponded with Tolstoy, explaining the significance of Satyagraha, not only in South Africa, but in the rest of the world. In reply, Tolstoy sympathized with Gandhi and admired the use of gentleness against brutality. 2 months before he died, Tolstoy wrote, "Passive resistance in Transvaal seems to me the most fundamental work in which not only the Christians, but all the people of the world must participate." Gandhi started a farm for Satyagrahis near Johannesburg and named it after Tolstoy. This became a model for his ashrams in India later on. In 1913, the South Africans passed the Immigration Bill. Thousands of Indians, men and women, marched to Transvaal as a protest against the tax levied upon their freedom. They possessed no worldly goods. They had only the sky as their roof, but they had great faith in their leader, who shared their daily hardships, nursed the sick, and fed the hungry. Because Gandhi was the leader of the protest, he was arrested and sent to jail for 12 months. Because of Gandhi's peaceful and non-violent leadership, the government made important concessions, including recognition of Indian marriages and abolition of poll tax for Indians. In 1914, after 21 years of relentless struggle in South Africa, Gandhi felt that his mission here was complete. Now it was time to cross the ocean and take the weapon of Satyagraha to India. After Gandhi, Nelson Mandela stands out as an honorable example of finding the way to liberate people from oppression, want, and poverty. After apartheid was abolished, Nelson Mandela became the President of the Republic of South Africa. He was admired throughout the world because in spite of his terrible suffering, he showed no bitterness. He followed the policy of peaceful negotiation and conciliation vis-à-vis the erstwhile white rulers of South Africa. He was invited to India to receive India's highest honor, the Bharat Ratna, the jewel of India.
India was the first country to voice the abhorrence of apartheid to the world. We salute you in the name of the African National Congress and the millions of the oppressed, fighting people of South Africa. India's link with South Africa in respect of the liberation struggle thus goes back to the days of this great man, Mahatma Gandhi.